Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. Here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 11th day of January. Here we go. Now, today we're going to talk about putting stuff like baked croutons into a hot pot, a kli rishon. A kli rishon is a hot pot that was right on the fire, and so it is the original source of all of the heat. It's a very, very hot spot, and even if it's not on the fire, even if you took it right off the fire, it's still called the kli rishon, the first vessel. And putting things in there is sometimes problematic because they can actually cook when they go in there. Now, we're going to start with baked croutons. They are not a previously cooked item. Baked croutons are a previously baked item. So if you throw a previously baked item into a hot pot like a kli rishon, a first vessel, that's very hot, and you throw a previously baked item like baked croutons into it, so something could stir up there and that baked item could cook a little bit when it's put in the kli rishon. So forget all the technicalities. It basically means no, don't put baked croutons in a hot pot that just came off of the fire. Also, you cannot put those baked croutons into a kli sheni, and that means if you poured from that first hot vessel right into the soup bowl, and the soup bowl is now a kli sheni, a second vessel, but it's still hot enough that your hand would jump back from it, then the halacha is that you're not allowed to put baked croutons into that bowl either. But hold on, that's not the end of that subject. If the way that the soup went from the kli rishon, the hot pot, into the kli sheni, the regular bowl that you're eating from, if the way that it went in there was with the use of a ladle, then if it was ladled from the kli rishon, from that first vessel, and then with the ladle put into the kli sheni, that takes a little bit of the heat off of the matter, and therefore those baked croutons would be allowed to be put into that bowl of soup. So once again, you could put baked croutons into a bowl of soup if the soup went from the kli rishon to a ladle and then into your bowl. Croutons, if you want to put them into a bowl first, and then with a ladle pour the soup from the ladle, kli rishon, then you take out the ladle and you ladle over the croutons in a bowl, that would be allowed also. Now, deep fried croutons are different because they're considered like previously cooked. That's what the frying process is kind of like to those deep fried croutons. So if you wanted to add deep fried croutons into a pot or a bowl, that would be allowed. So once again, deep fried croutons could be put into that hot pot. If you had a hot pot that was on the fire or just came off the fire, it would be not allowed for you to put any seasoning into that pot, and that's because that seasoning could cook up when it lands in that kli rishon, and therefore don't put it in there. Uncooked spices, they're even a little bit more strict. You're not allowed to put them on things like solid hot foods. So if you had, let's say, a piece of hot cholent meat, very hot, and it's a davar gush, that means it's something solid and very hot, and you wanted to put uncooked spices right onto that piece of meat, that would be considered not allowed. And lastly, if you had liquid condiments, they are things like ketchup and mustard, and you wanted to put them into a kli rishon on Shabbos, that also is not allowed. Do not put liquid like ketchup or mustard type of things into a hot pot that is on the fire or just came off of the fire. Hope that wasn't too complicated. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.